Welcome to Road Scouts. For those who are new to the channel, we're dedicated in showing you an uncut version of a route from point A to point B, and we will see establishments, places of interests. Hello, everyone. For our episode today, we're going to trace Mabuhay Lane route number one. So we're going to start off here. And unfortunately, I can't adjust the blue lines here. Google Map just won't cooperate. So it automatically calculates, but it doesn't want to go through the path that we want to take, right? So that's what we're going to do, right? So let's just ignore the blue lines. So we're here, okay? We're coming off North Avenue over here. So we're going to turn right, make a U-turn, and as you'll see later, I'm going to turn right at West Ave. This is West Avenue. Okay, so here you will see yung Mr. Kebab that we're going to feature as part of our restaurant along the route, just in case you get hungry, right? And it's traffic, so at least you'll have an idea where to eat. Okay. Yeah, so that's one, and then we're going to just go straight ahead where we turn right at Quezone Ave, but we make an immediate U-turn because our primary purpose is to cross over to Timog. But remember, they closed the intersection here, so you can't go from West Avenue to Timog, so you have to make a U-turn, okay? And position yourself in such a way where you can turn right at Timog Avenue, right? So ito yung Timog Avenue. We're going to traverse that all the way to the Rotonda part. So pagdating natin sa Rotonda, we're going to turn right again. So sa Tomas Morato, and we're going to go all the way to Erod. When we get to Erod, we're going to turn right once more, and then turn left at Gilmore Avenue. Okay, so we're going to turn left at Gilmore Avenue, and and there are two paths for Mabuhay Lane. You can go end Domingo from Gilmore, end Domingo, or Santolan or Boni Serrano. So remember, Santolan is now known as Boni Serrano Avenue. What I'll do is this is Granada. This part here is Granada. Okay, so Gilmore ends by End Domingo, and then from End Domingo to Boni Serrano, it's known as Granada Street, and then from there, it will turn into Ortigas. Okay, but this is heavy traffic, and I really don't like when you get stuck here because it's really heavy traffic. Okay, so what I'll do is instead of turning left at Colonel Boni Serrano, we're going to turn right rather at N Domingo. So doon na tayo, early left na tayo. Okay, so although medyo hahaba yung travel time, but I think it's going to be worth it. Okay, most of the time. Okay, but there are times when it really is traffic, so there's really nothing we can do. Okay, but we'll traverse that all the way to Pinaglabanan. When we get to Pinaglabanan, we're going to turn left. Okay, and right at P. Guevara. So makita nyo si P. Guevara, tuloy-tuloy na yan all the way to Shaw Boulevard. We'll end our episode at Shaw Boulevard. Okay, so let's go. We're northbound EDSA and we're going to make a U-turn here. Ignore the compass for now because it might get a little bit confused. The thing in the Philippines is the streets are not really pointing to the east or the west. If you see the map, there's a lot of turns, a lot of curves, right? Unlike in, well, particularly in the US or in Canada, they boxed it out, right? So it's really blocks per blocks, right? So you'll see it in squares or rectangles. Actually, sa Thailand din ganun, no? So if you're flying over Thailand, you'll see that their streets are cross-section. So you'll see them in squares and rectangles only. Okay, so there's gonna be a little bit of deviation from there, but majority of the streets it's just boxed out. For us, if you see our streets, it's really complicated. So supposedly right now we're in West Avenue, okay? But it doesn't necessarily mean it's pointing west, right? It's just that it's on the west side, okay? And to to our left in EDSA, where we came from, was North Avenue, right? So, but now we're really traveling southern direction. If you just go straight ahead, you'll intersect Quezone Avenue, which we're going to make a right and then make a U-turn. So here in Quezon or West Ave, you will also see here Baler. I think this is Baler now. And if you're familiar with Baler, it's where some of the factories are, right? So maybe we'll plan a trip there. And of course, Santo Domingo. And and supposedly you use Mabuhay lanes when there is a heavy congestion in EDSA. But don't get your hopes up really high when you travel this because sometimes it's also heavily congested. In fact, it might even be worse than EDSA kasi may mga stoplights eh. And as you see on the side of the road, there's a lot of, parking slots and it really gets congested here. Okay. So ito yung Mr. Kebab, which we'll talk about later. So at the end of the video, it's gonna be our featured restaurant. Dito rin yung Dad's upcoming, right? So we just passed it. And we're in Quezone Ave now. So after this, we are going to move over to the leftmost lane to make a U-turn. Okay. We're going to make a U-turn here. So once we make a U-turn, we're going to move over to the rightmost lane so we can turn right at Timog Avenue. Okay. So if you go straight ahead, tatagusin nyo na yung rotonda and after the rotonda will be Espanya na, right? So UST. So we made a U-turn here. If you go straight ahead, it's gonna be EDSA. But I'm going to move over to the rightmost lane so I can turn right at Timog Avenue. Okay. So, yan. So, Timog Avenue yan. Yung slides nga, by the way, guys, it's just the summary, no? So, it doesn't really line up with the streets that we're taking. So, ito, Timog, marami ring establishments dito. I can't really remember all of them, but dito yung Music 21. Nauuso pa yung mga video okay nun, right? So Music 21 is one of the pioneers in video okay rest or what they call that establishments. Okay. Yan. So if you turn right here, may mga shortcuts din dyan. Balik ng Roses. If you're familiar with Roses. We're going to intersect Roses later in Tomas Morato. But to the left is yung old site ng Music 21. Okay. Merong ano dito eh. There's a barbecue shop here. Wait a minute. Yeah, so under that trees, right? There is a just further actually. No, This is not yet the one. Sorry, sorry. So the next tree. So under that tree, there's a shop there. So sa kanto, may ano dyan, may barbecuehan. And it's a nice place to go. It's a cheap, good meal, right? So we're going to turn right here. If you go straight ahead, you'll intersect EDSA again, right? So Timog Avenue. Interesting, right? So we're now in Tomas Morato. And of course, there's gonna be lots of shops here. You'll see Amici. Amici is an Italian place. If I'm not mistaken, ito yung nagsimula sa Don Bosco, Makati, Don Bosco Parish. So sa Don Bosco, there's a canteen there that you can go during lunch back in the days. And they really have one cheap food and quality. Kaya during lunchtime, it's really packed with office workers. In fact, back in the days, we we go there, drive through traffic just to eat lunch. Okay. Pag naabutan niyo yung puset, yung adobong puset na apparently makikita mo lang sa Pilipinas. Kasi tayo lang pala, well, maybe with Italians too, no? But we're the only country in Asia that use the ink. So ito yung Roses. So ito yung Roses. So if you turn right here, may intersect mo naman ulit yung Quezone Avenue. So right? And you will intersect a lot of Scouts Road. So, di ba, sa QC maraming Scouts, right? So, you will intersect a lot of Scouts Road. If you turn left here, you're going to, again, intersect EDSA, right? So, yung the end of this street is E. Rodriguez. We're going to turn right. But if you turn left, you're going to intersect EDSA once again. But there's another route there actually going to Cubao. So if you turn left and then you can turn right in Balete. Okay. But for us, we're going to turn right in E. Rodriguez. So remember, E. Rodriguez intersects Quezon Avenue. So there's a rotonda, right? So if we so we're now in Erod. So if you go all the way, it will intersect Quezon Avenue. So para silang paway. So upcoming is Hemadi. Ito rin yung galing sa Green Hills. Hemadi is one way. We're going to pass this. And we're going to turn left in its parallel street, which is yung Gilmore. Right? So Hemadi, Gilmore, Broadway, they're all parallel to each other. And they're all intersecting E. Rodriguez. So if you find yourself here and there's traffic, you actually have options. If you're familiar with Mount Carmel, it's just a street away from Broadway. So pag turn left mo dito, I'll show you guys. So we're going to turn left here sa Gilmore. We'll just wait for the left coming up here. So if you turn left, to our left now, right? So now we're left, right? So to our left is Hemadi. To our right is Broadway. Now, after Broadway, there's another street there. That's where you would see Mount Carmel. Okay. So now we're going straight and we're going to intersect Aurora Boulevard. By the way, wala naman masyado pag-usapan dito sa streets na to. Galing from Erod, if we go back, if we can go back to Irod a little bit. So if you go straight, you'll see St. Luke's, yung original St. Luke's, right? Medical Center. But now St. Luke's has a branch in BGC, right? So ito yung New Manila, and yeah, so we'll intersect Aurora Boulevard here. Excuse me. Yan. So I drove on a Sunday because if I'll drive here on a weekdays, it's really gonna be heavy traffic sometimes. So we've intersected Aurora Boulevard. Ito yung LRT galing Divisoria. Diba? So ito yung all the way to Marikina, Masinag. But right now, I think it's not operational. It's only operational until Cubao. Okay, so ito yung Gilmore intersection with Aurora. Dito yung mga PC, yung mga computers. So if you need to buy any of your computers, it will be here. To our left, guys, will be yung Hemadi. Yung Hemadi, nandun yung Robinson's Magnolia. We have another episode for that. Okay. Okay, so this is a end Domingo, and we're going to turn right here. Actually, we can go straight and turn right at Santolan instead, but I'm going to turn right here because there are times during the weekdays, if you go straight ahead, you're actually screwed because it's there's more traffic there in the Santolan area. So mas maganda na naiwasan nyo na lang yan. So this is end Domingo, and we're going to turn left at Pinaglabanan. Yan, nakikita niyo na rin naman, di ba? So Pinaglabanan. So we're going to turn left at Pinaglabanan. So itong end Domingo, mahaba rin to. If behind me, if you go straight up, you'll see and you'll intersect EDSA Cubao. So pagka nag-U-turn ka dito, dun dire-diretso mo lang yun pabalik. May intersect mo yung, well, not necessarily EDSA Cubao. So but that may intersect mo yung Balete, and then you'll see a gasoline station after Balete Drive. You turn right, then you will intersect Cubao. But if you just go straight up here, you will intersect E. Rodriguez one more time, right? We're just waiting for our left turn, which is Pinaglabanan. Okay, so ito na yun. Huh? Sorry, not yet. So let me just maximize my screen here. Oh yeah, not even. Yan. So Savory. There was a time na the only branch we have for Savory is, remember, in uh Escolta. Yung branch sa pagbaba mo ng Jones Bridge, may Escolta, nandun yung first branch ng Savory. And I remember those times, you only go to Savory when it's payday. Ngayon, ano na lang siya eh. Normal na lang siya. Normal times. Kasi inatay mo pa rin yung payday, but maybe back in the days you have to wait 3 paydays, right? Okay, so ito na yung pinaglabanan. Itong pinaglabanan, it will become, you will hit Santolan here eventually. Okay, but we're not even going to reach that. Somewhere we're going to turn right at P. Guevara. So ito, pag nag-turn right ka dito, itong street na yan. Ano yan? Lalabas ka sa Kalentong Shaw. Not necessarily at Kalentong Shaw, but you'll get out of that area, right? So if you need to avoid traffic, these are some of the streets that you can go to. Okay? So we're just going to wait for P. Guevara. So si P. Guevara naman is a link between Pinaglabanan and Wilson Green Hills. Yan. So if you go straight up, you'll it will this street becomes Santolan, or now known as Boni Serrano Avenue. So I'm turning right here at P. Guevara. So dire-diretso na to. So there'll be a slight left sa Mencias Street, but this will be straight all the way to Shaw Boulevard. Okay. So generally in this area, it's gonna be okay. So once you get past yung Santolan, Gilmore, this area, there might be traffic, but it's gonna be moving. Okay. So it's not gonna be like the Gilmore or Granada Street where you really have to stop. Okay. So by the way, we are in P. Guevara. And if you were wondering why um, I know a lot of this roads here, I'll tell you why later after this stoplight. If you turn left here, you there's a way to, Xavier High School, right? So pagas lang ako. So yung Xavier High School, yung Ika, if you turn right there. So since you'll get there, matatagos ninyo yung yung Ortigas. Okay. I learned how to drive ano ba yung legal age? 17? Basta, yun. So the year that I was legally allowed to drive, my mom applied me for a student driver. Apparently, that was to make me the family driver, the the relative driver, the friend driver. Okay, so being one of the first who had a license, so syempre, nung mga nagkaroon ka ng barkada in college, so you are also gonna be. I was also the designated driver for everyone, including my friends, relatives, and of course my family. Okay, so yun. So gala. So you turn left here. Ito yung Manchas. You turn left here. You'll hit Shaw Boulevard, which this particular episode will end for our route. I'm not going to show you all the way to Makati anymore, guys. Right? So, but we'll end our episode at Shaw Boulevard, and and of course our featured restaurant. Okay, so itong Orolio. If you turn right here, Shaw Boulevard ng labas mo. If you wanna go back to Green Hills, you turn left. Okay, and that's the way to go back to Wilson Avenue or Green Hills. So I'll end our episode, our trip, our route tracing at Shaw Boulevard. We'll come up with another episode for the Makati area. So, but if you turn right, that's where you go to the Makati Mandaluyong Bridge, right? So supposedly, yun talaga yung Mabuhay Lane route number 1 all the way to Makati Mandaluyong Bridge. But we'll have another episode for the Estrella, Rockwell part, I'll just include it there para naman mas cohesive yung discussion natin. Okay. Okay, so Mr. Kebab na, guys. But enjoy the footage for the restaurant. So thank you very much for your viewership today, and I'll see you in our next episode. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And thank you very much for watching this episode today.